You did it! Day 3, the last day of our video training series, all about how you can open a successful and profitable childcare business your way. Now, in this part of the training, I wanted to take a few moments to put things in perspective for you. Now, you've learned in phase 1 that you need to work on your mindset, right? Getting our minds in the right place to step into this employer role. You learned all about the 4 L's, how you need to make sure you know the law, set up your business legally, as well as setting the foundations in terms of your location, markets research, and your layout. And of course, setting your budget in terms of operating costs and your startup costs. Then in phase 2, we discussed policies and procedures and how those are so important when you are opening a brand new center and you are bringing in new people in your business family, setting clear expectations, having policies and procedures in place to make sure that everyone knows what is expected of them. Clients know exactly what your values and your beliefs are and what the mission is of your center so that your business can operate smoothly. And lastly, in the last phase is marketing plan. Now you've done all this work. You need to make sure that people know you exist. You need to get eyeballs on your business. But how do you do that if you've never created a marketing plan? Well, I'm here to help because it's not as difficult as you may think. I'm going to walk you through a very simple step-by-step process that you can start in your business today for little or no money. Now let's get started. Phase 3 marketing strategy, 4 simple step marketing plan. Now, step 1, visibility. Now there's 2 parts to this, local and online. Let's start with local first. So how do people know you exist? Is your business visible as people drive or walk by? Is there a sign up? Now, depending where you are running your childcare business, whether it's in your home or in a commercial area or even in a huge building, you need to make sure that people know you exist. Make sure that your signs are clear and that the information is accurate. And what about online visibility? In today's world, you'll need a website, a place to collect emails, and a place to store them. You should add your website on Yelp and other local search engines, and you should create a Facebook page for your childcare business. You'll see why creating a website is so important. I'm a huge believer that having a Facebook page is not enough visibility as far as the online world is concerned. Facebook is a very busy space, a space where people go to connect with friends and families, or just to hang out and basically spend some time scrolling through feeds. So you need to make sure that Google is your number 1 source when thinking visibility online. Step 2, communication. Having a website is so important, but one of the main reasons why you should have a website is to collect emails. And this can be easily done by adding a pop-up form on the main page of your website where a customer or a viewer can give you their name as well as their email address. And in return, you will send them your monthly newsletter. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what the heck do I need a newsletter for? And let me tell you what you need a newsletter for. It's for your email marketing. This is where you get to connect with those that have been on your website, have looked through it, and raised their hand to say, hey, I'm interested in your center. Let me know when you have places open or keep me in the loop. So they have decided to give you their name as well as their email address. Now, you in return will send out a newsletter either every week, every 2 weeks, or even every single month, letting your subscribers know what is happening in your center. Now, you might want to invite them to an open house, a special fundraiser, or even just letting people know when you are accepting new registrations. Whatever the case is, make sure that you commit to a schedule that works best for you. Next, step 3, advertisement. Now, we couldn't have a marketing strategy without talking about advertisement. Now, marketing has evolved so much, especially in the last few years. Now, it's not the same as when I started my business and the only way we could advertise was placing an ad in the classified ad section of our local paper. I mean, you can still do that, but why would you do that when you can reach so many more people for the fraction of the price using Facebook ads? Our world has moved on to a digital platform, and we need to get creative and think outside the box for our childcare businesses to thrive. And one of the best ways I think you can do this is by placing Facebook ads and targeting exactly the customers that you want to serve in your business. And lastly, step 4 is networking. Now, think about it this way. People will flock to your business if they know you, if they trust you, and if they like you. And one of the ways you can make that happen is by networking with other business owners in your community that already serve your ideal customers. So think of shop owners that offer baby products or clothing for young children or kids books or the Zumba teacher or the yoga teacher or the mommy and me teacher. It's so important to get out in your community and let people know that you exist, form relationships, partnerships, and support one another. You can take part in a fair where you can give your business card to customers. You can host a fair. There's so many ways you can go about networking, but make sure you have something set in place so that people know that you exist within your community and your peers can refer you without a shadow of a doubt, feeling comfortable that their kids will be placed in the best daycare possible. And you can do the same for them in return. So I'll give you an example. I offer Zumba classes to the kids in my center. I have found a Zumba instructor that specializes in Zumbini classes, which are Zumba classes for preschoolers. And she comes in the center once a week and does Zumba classes with the kids. Now, she in return has posted that she does Zumba classes in my business, in my daycare center. So I get exposure from her website as well as from her Facebook page. I, in return, have included her business card in all of my parents' cubbies and locker areas so that they know where to find her if they want to sign up for extra Zumba classes with their kids in the future. It's a win-win situation. So now that you have seen the 3 videos in the free 3-part video series on how you can open the childcare business of your dreams, I wanted to take a few moments of your time to talk to you a little bit about me and how I got started in my childcare business. And I am pretty sure my story is going to resonate with most of you, because it's a story that I hear over and over and over with all the students that I have in my groups and all the people that I help and that I coach. I studied in early childhood education back in 1999. I graduated in 2001 with hopes and dreams and a vision of one day opening my own childcare business. After graduation, I went straight to work. I worked in childcare businesses, I worked in preschools, home daycare, and I also worked at an after-school program, which I absolutely loved. And even though I enjoyed my work, I enjoyed working with the kids in my care, and I enjoyed stimulating them and just offering all these amazing and fun experiences, there were things that would keep popping up that I had to listen to. So for example, I did not like asking for the day off. I did not appreciate the fact that if I didn't feel well one day or that I wanted to take an extra day off in the summer, that I had to ask my boss if it was going to be okay. I wanted to call the shots. I wanted to work with people that had the same values and the same belief system like I had. And one of the hardest things that I had to do was follow a program, an educational program that I did not believe in as an early childhood educator. Now, we've all been there working in a daycare center where our boss tells us to do something a certain way. And even though deep down something is telling us, no, You've done the trainings, you know this is wrong, this is not how you do it, but you still have to do it because you're afraid of losing your job. I've been there many, many times, and I knew that this was not going to be my life. I knew that I wanted to open a base center, offer the program that I wanted to offer, a program that I would create myself and that I would train other staff members to do the same, and that I would surround myself with like-minded individuals, staff that was happy to be there every single day. So I decided in 2004 to stop working in the daycare and venture off into entrepreneurship. Now, it was a decision that I needed to make at the time. And if you ask me, did you have all the answers? My answer would be no. If you ask me, did you know what you had to do, what steps you had to follow? The answer is no. I did not have any investments or any money to put down into a business. I had no skills in terms of software or creating websites or creating policy booklets or even hiring or firing anyone. I had zero experience. I was 24 years old and I had a huge dream, and that was enough for me. So I ventured off into business, and in 2004, I opened my own daycare center with 34 places. It's a bilingual program, and I absolutely couldn't be happier. Now, was it difficult? Yes. Were there days where I thought I had made the biggest mistake of my life? Absolutely. But I stuck with it. I knew that my vision was bigger than all these fears and all these difficult moments. And I knew that I needed to stick with it because I knew it was going to be a success. There was no other way about it. And 15 years later, having staff that has worked for me for over 10 years and having over hundreds of clients throughout the years, I have learned a thing or two. I have learned that my center does not have to look like your center. I have learned that my educational program is unique to me and my center and the way we do things. And I also learned that it's okay to sound different, to look different, and to do things your way, because that's who you are. I am not a huge believer in buying educational programs or copying other people's programs. I love showing my uniqueness and my authenticity to my staff, to my customers, as well as my business partners. I believe that we are not supposed to be able to accept every single customer that comes knocking at our door, because we all have different values and we all have different beliefs. And it's up to us to craft policies and mission statements and procedures to make sure that we're attracting the right type of people to us and that we're repelling those that do not fit with our value system. And that's A-OK. So the focus of profitabledaycare.com is very simple. I want to help you reach your childcare business goals. I want to give you the strength and the inspiration to go after your dream and open the childcare business that you've always envisioned for yourself as well as your family. Now, if you want to hear more on how I can help you achieve your goal in 2020, I am hosting a free masterclass and I'd love for you to be a part of it. So if you are open in joining me, click the link below, RSVP, the best time and the best date, and I will see you in the masterclass.